everyone. So this week I've been a little bit all over the place with projects and project planning and getting some stuff done with my craft room that I've been wanting to get done for a long time, and craft organization. So the first thing I wanted to show you is I'm starting to finally work on this chair back here. This is an antique chair from my mother-in-law. It was her father's, so this is my kid's great-grandfather's rocking chair, and the seat was broken. The seat was broken, and I finally figured out how to fix it. So I'll put a clip on here real quick just to show how I'm fixing this chair. It should be finished by next week because the cushions come in tomorrow. I'm out of town, so I won't get to put them in here, but those cushions will be in, so I'll be able to post those next week with a final picture to show you what that completed project looks like. What I love about that chair is it is one of the few chairs, actually maybe the only chair I own, that I can comfortably touch the floor. I'm 4'11", so finding a chair where I can just sit and my feet are completely on the floor is super, super rare. And I'm surprised that it's this chair because my husband's grandfather was actually pretty tall. He was 6'1", maybe a little bit taller than my husband, but he sat in this chair. So I don't need a pedestal or footstool or anything for it. It's just a very comfortable chair to knit in. I nursed both of my kids in that chair, so I know it's comfortable. The cushions were 20 years old, so I pitched those, and I have some new ones coming in next week. So I'll show you that picture when it's finished. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna take the cushions off and dust this thing down. So this is the original piece, this old piece of leather with a metal attached to it. And on an Antique Parts website, I found the metal clips. They're 2-inch metal clips and this like seat belt material. Those clips have little teeth on them. So I'm just using a mechanic's vise and crimping those metal teeth onto this seat belt type of fabric. And then I'm going to create the weaving. Now what really amazed me about the workmanship of this chair is if you watch videos of others that are making these types of repairs, many cases they need to screw in those metal clips into the chair. And these did come with screws, but the way this woodworker made the little grooves in the sides of the chair, they sit at a certain angle with these metal clips, and these metal clips do not come out. So all I had to do was take the metal clip with the teeth, take the mechanic's vise, I start in the center, crimp it there, and then crimp on both ends, and then in the centers of those areas, and I have the metal clip with that little 90-degree angle that I need on one side, and it's flat on the other. And the way that this chair was made, these fit perfectly snug. It's almost like they just clip right into the actual woodwork of the frame of this chair. So at the end of this week, this is what the chair looks like. Next week, I can't wait to show you the cushions. Okay, so the other big project I worked on this week finally is I put my knitting and crochet journal reference book together. It's not really a journal, it's more of a reference book of my completed projects, my works in progress, as well as any reference sheets I might want. For example, what tools I have, what crochet hooks, interchangeable needles, the patterns I've done, the patterns I'm working on. So all of that is in here. So what I've done is I have a separate like crafting channel that I'm posting this notebook on. So I'll link it above with the letter I. Click on that and you can watch that video if you're interested in seeing what all is inside of my knitting and crochet journal, because that's like a whole video all in itself. So that's what I put in here. This is a notebook that I got from Staples. It's a Martha Stewart Discbound system. I use the arc punch, but I think you could still use, if you have Me and My Big Ideas, the Mambi Discbound planners. I believe that punch works as well for this system. I believe they're interchangeable as far as size. I think one punches the hole a little deeper than the other. I think Mambi has a little bit of a longer hole, which a lot of people like. So just check out both, see which one you prefer, and I'll link this so you can see this video as well if you're interested in that. Okay, so what else I've been up to this week is first I'll show you my work in progress. So my work in progress, which I only have one, is the night shift shawl. And last week when I showed it, let me go to the right side here. So last week when I showed this, I kept this in here on purpose just to show my progress. Again, I'm a beginning knitter, so things don't go very fast with me right now. But I had finished up to this section last week. The yarn I use here is the Manos del Uruguay. It's a South American yarn from the country of Uruguay. And what I've done is I've used a multicolored yarn, this one here, as my primary color. And then all these little accent colors I bought as solid balls, like this one here. So you can really see the yellow stand out in this section. Down here is the blue, and up here was the purple. The purple was really subtle in how it ended up mixing with that yarn, so it looks really pretty. I'm really happy with it. And so now I just started into the next section and I'm back to using yellow for this section here. What happened is I really loved this yarn and I really wanted to support those that are charities supporting South America, since we lived there for a while. And this one just really stood out to me at the local yarn store that I went to up in Oklahoma. So the local yarn store was in Norman, and I think it was called L&B Yarn Co. And they didn't have a ton of the colors left. So this pattern needed, I think, 5 different colors, but I was only able to find like 4. So I doubled up on the yellow because I really love this mustardy yellow. It was really popular last season, and I really wanted something that highlighted this particular color. So I bought 2 in this color, and so it'll be more of the dominant color throughout this particular project. So that's how far I got on this one so far. We're going on a little trip this weekend, so I don't know how much I'll get done on it since I'm the primary driver. So otherwise I could get a lot done with 6 hours of driving. But it's in my project bag here, which I don't think I showed last time. This one, I think I had Steel City Stitcher make this one for me. I'll have to look it up again, but she did an amazing job. I bought the fabric that I found, which I loved because it's cherry blossoms and it's Alice in the Wonderland themed, and then she put it together for me. So I really, really loved the job she did. So I've had this bag for a couple of years. I don't know if this whole project's gonna actually fit in that bag. That bag is pretty big. Okay, so then I think I showed last week what my next projects are going to be, and they're going to be little amigurumi animal dolls. And This is probably the smallest type of amigurumi I've ever made. All my other projects that I've done with amigurumi have been with worsted weight yarn, really thick, large, and the animals ended up being anywhere from 10 to 12 inches. But these, let me just show you the projects in my notebook here. So these are the ones that I'm going to be working on. It's from Amigurumi Treasures. And what I mentioned last week that I loved about this, I bought the PDF version because I knew I was going to put a lot of it into a notebook like this. What I loved about it was she uses the same yarns over and over throughout the entire book for all the different animals. So maybe you have a dominant yarn, say a pink, that's used as the outfit for one of the animals, but on another pattern for one of the animals, it may be the accent flower that goes in the hair. So she really makes really good use of the yarn. And so I really loved that they have this project, all these multiple projects with the same colors over and over again, because I really love her color theme and I can still change it up if I want to. So what I did was I went to this website where I found a provider that actually carried all the yarns, and I'll make sure to link them down below with my affiliate link. They had all the colors. So I stocked up, and we'll see how long this batch of yarn lasts me through these projects that I decided to work out of this book. So this particular website, was it called Love Crafts or Love Yarn? I'll link it down below. They send things really cute. So this is all of the yarn, all of the colors for this entire book. And I was surprised how small it was. I know it's a lot, but at the same time, it's really small for the amount of colors that I ordered. So let me show you. So they have the brand that she uses in this amigurumi book is DMC Natura Just Cotton. And maybe you know another place to get this yarn. Again, I'm pretty new to the whole yarn world. So when I did a search for this specific brand, I found this website and they had all the colors and they were on sale. So I went ahead and stocked up. I want to say I spent about $65 on all the yarn, which I thought was a really good deal, being that the number of colors I got. If you really saw the number of colors in this book, it's pretty amazing. So that's like a darker mauve. Here's a lighter pink. Let me see if the names of the yarn colors are on here. I'm sure they are somewhere. This one is called Lobelia. Lobelia pink. Really pretty. This one's just a white. Oh, this is ivory. On the website, it looks very white. In person, it's not stark white. I know you can't tell with my camera right now. It's a little washed out. But it's like an off-white in person. I bought two in the ivory because in this book, a lot of the animals' bodies and faces are done with this color. So there's just like 2 or 3 colors that I bought doubles. Everything else I bought singles. If you look at the patterns in the book, all of them just include 1 skein per animal. The animals are really tiny. They're probably not any larger than my hand. So really, really cute. This particular color is, this one is Salome. It's like a very, very fair light brown. This one is called Nacre. It's almost like a yellowish ivory. There's another shade of pink. What is this one? This one is called Rose Layette. So I think I have like 3 different shades of pink. Cannell. Acanthe. Sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing these properly. That one's like a almost like a orange sherbet color. Another Nakar. This is used a lot in a lot of the bodies of the animals, so that's another one that I bought 2 of. This is like a light gray. This one is called Sable. Here's a powder blue. This one is called Blue Layet. So that's my first bag. Here's my second bag. I love how they put them in these cute little organza bags so I can keep everything in one spot. This one is Jade. So it's like a muted green. That's what I loved about these tones. They're very muted color. There's another type of mauve. This is Spring Rose. This one's like a lavender gray. This one is called Agatha. Here's a bright yellow. This one is called Tournesol, I think. Here's like a spring green. Oh, this one is simply called Light Green. This one is called Blay. It's another type of yellow. It's a little more muted and a little lighter than that other yellow. This one is Aquamarina. This one is called Grease Argent. It's a little bit of a darker gray. This one is called Blue Jeans. I think this is for the dodo bird. And then this is a darker brown. Now, this one was not in her book. This one is called Tropic Brown. There was one shade of brown that they didn't have in stock at the time. They said they'll email me when it comes in stock. But majority of the colors, just the one, and it was a darker brown similar to this, that was not in stock. So that's all the colors for the Amigurumi Treasures, if you're curious about the colors she actually used in that book and what size skeins they are. They come in these little donuts, so they're ready to use right away. So let me put all these back and then I'll show you what else I got. Okay, so the last acquisition I got was really small. I found these on Etsy, I believe, but this is the website for this particular seller, and what she does is she sells the size eyes, safety eyes that I needed for these amigurumi projects. So this is who I got it from, and what I love about her selection is this, since these are very small animals, I didn't have the small amigurumi safety eyes. And hers are the kind that have like the little pastel colors inside of them. It's not just a black dot. So this is the light green. And then these are the brown. All of these are 6mm. This is my favorite. This is a light blue. And then the one that's standard with all the projects is just the black 6mm eyes. So this is what I was looking for initially, but then when I saw those colored ones, I thought those were really cute too. So that's everything that I got so far, because I just want to focus on finishing my night shift shawl. I need to finish this chair this week, and then I want to start on these really cute amigurumi animals for my next projects. So that's it for my podcast this week. We're going out of town for a few days before the girls go back to school. They're both getting into a medical program here locally, and they'll be starting that, I guess, the last week of August. So they're going to be busy. So we're going to meet some friends that are visiting us from Ecuador, and we haven't seen them since we left, which has almost been, it's been over a year, just over a year now. So it'll be nice to be able to see all of them. Okay, well, that's it for today. And again, if you want to see what's in my knitting journal, feel free to check out that link. I'll link it below if you want to see what items I used to put together my knitting reference journal. It's knitting and crochet all in one. I didn't want too many notebooks since, you know, we're undecided as far as, you know, where we'll be in the future, if we'll end up going back out to another country later on or whatever. So I'm trying to keep my craft space small, contained to this one room, and not get too much stuff again, but keep it slim. All right, well, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.